Hello crafty friends, it's Jess from jesscrafts.com, and today I have a set of cards featuring some older products from Fawn. I have the Fawn Critters in the Burbs as well as Cole's ABCs, and I wanted to create some quick and simple cards that would be perfect for donating, but I also wanted to go into my stash and just pull out some of those like tried and true good products that I used so much when I first got them, but maybe haven't given them some love in a while. I'm also going to be using the speech bubble border and the stitched journaling card because those were another two that I really, really loved when I first got them, but I just feel like I haven't given them any love lately. So I'm going to take some blue pattern paper from the rainbow, I think it's called Really Rainbow Plaid paper, which is also an older Lawn Fawn paper. One of those paper pads that I had to have, loved so much, and then didn't use before it's no longer even sold in stores. And I'm sure many of you, like me, have a lot of pads like that as well. So I chose a blue paper for the cutting the speech ripple out because I kind of wanted to look a sky. And then a green paper is going to be sort of the grass area that the critter is sitting in. And each of those pieces of paper is about 3 by 2.5 because I am going to be cutting out the 3x4 journaling card after I adhere those together. I'm also taking the Cole's ABCs and I'm making my own custom sentiment. I love that about alphabet dies. You can spell whatever you want, but it can be really, really convenient to also have words that are exactly what you want. So it's kind of a mixed bag. It's also like when you get those scripty words, they're all attached together. I love those too because that's super simple. You just have to run it through one time, glue it one time. But I did tape together the letters to make it a little bit easier to run through my die cutting machine. So now that I've die cut out the speech bubble part, I'll attach the blue and green pieces of paper, and I'm not overlapping them too much, just enough for adhesive, and then I will cut them out with the stitched journaling card. The stitched journaling card is about 3x4, so your finished papers would need to be a little bit bigger than that. I'm going to use a Spanish sentiment today on my card. As I've mentioned in a few other videos, one of the organizations I donate to would like cards in multiple languages, including Spanish. So this is one language that I'm trying to contribute more in. I was able to gather some jokes that are in Spanish. So if you would like to donate cards in Spanish, but you're not a native speaker, I have had the jokes proofread by several native speakers. And so you can use those jokes as well and just add Spanish sentiments to the outside of the cards, or just don't put a sentiment on the outside and then just put that on the inside and mark it. So that is for the organization Cards for Kids. I'll leave you a link to all that donation information in the video description, just because I know a lot of people also really like to hear about how to donate their cards. I'm going to go quickly into my Copic coloring. As I mentioned, this is Critters in the Burbs. I'm going to color 2 cats and 2 dogs for my 4 cards, but I'm only going to be showing you like kind of one card in completion. But when I am making cards to donate, it can be really helpful to make multiples, even if I mix it up a little bit, because then I have more to donate without having to make a whole bunch of new decisions about what colors to pick or what design to make. And it helps me to use up my supplies when I'm going through and, looking at an old paper pad like I am today, for example. I like the idea that I could color the cat and the dog with the same color of markers. Again, it just saves me a little bit of time because I don't have to go in and think about what colors I want to use. That, I don't know about you, but for me, that can take up some of my time with coloring, is like, okay, well, now what's going to be the perfect combination for this animal, etc. So I'm using the N markers. They are not as cool as the cool grays or the C's. They're just a little bit warmer, and then of course not as warm as the toners or the warm grays. There are very small differences between all of the grays and Copics. If you only wanted to get if you only wanted to get one set of grays, I'd probably say the cool grays, and then I'd go to warm, and then I went to neutral. I don't even have toner grays yet. It's just kind of a slowly adding thing. My Copic coloring here could not be simpler. It is just a couple of basic shadows, like his collar and his head would cast a shadow onto the top of his body, or his body would cast a shadow onto his tail. So that's where I'm going to put my shadows. I'm going to keep my shadow colors or shadow areas very small so that my highlight areas are larger, and this provides a greater sense of contrast and a greater interest overall. That's something that I've been experimenting with. I've mentioned it in a few videos, and it's a style I think I'm going to stay with for a while because it's working for me. The collar is a great place to coordinate the dog with whatever you're coloring, although the cat does not have any accessories, and I thought that gray was perfect because it would work with whatever colors I decided to pull out of the paper pad. Like for the background, for the journaling card pieces and the letters, I decided to go with whatever scraps I had, and I kind of did the same thing with the background. I don't have every paper in the collection left. I just had to pick which of the backgrounds I thought would work best. I'm going to use my Barely Arts glue to glue down all my little things because I find that it holds really strong and has that nice fine tip. I did add 3 layers for the sentiment, so there are 2 H's underneath the pattern paper H just out of cardstock, and I put a little of cardstock dimension behind my puppy dog and my kitty cat as well. So that's it for my card today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in more crafting tutorials, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll leave you links to the products used in the video description below. Thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Bye.